Okay, so this morning I had this really like profound experience, and it seemed so I was doing something and I heard really loud my higher self, or I heard the communication really loud, and but it came kind of like with this visual, and I got this like really profound kind of thing of like, oh, this is me. I understand all about higher self and your oversoul and stuff. I talk about that stuff, but it gave me this other kind of thing of like, it was me sitting there like cheering myself on, like sitting there talking to myself, telling myself things that are ahead or whatever. Like they can tell you, like I said, like don't forget to take your umbrella, oh, you're gonna need that in a minute, different things like that. Like they can tell you what's ahead, like they know what you're gonna do in a minute. So when I got this, all of a sudden it kind of gave me this like warm and cozy feeling, like, oh, this is myself telling me. It's like they're like parenting me or something. And it gave me this idea or this vision kind of when people do that inner child work, and they go as their older self now, and they go in to talk to their younger self and go through the experience again with the younger self, only this time they are no more, they're going to come in and protect them. So it was kind of like that, like our higher self is that where we are now. They already know where we will be or where we're going. And so they are kind of coming in and helping us to get there. And I know people who get really frustrated with their higher self, because for a lot of different reasons. And, it's not telling them enough. It's telling them too much. They can't hear them. There's a lot of different reasons. So, when you start thinking about like your higher self is really like, and, think about that, like when people think, oh, they're praying to, God, their higher self is who they're talking to, because that is who is in charge over your experience and over you understanding your experience. It's like God couldn't oversee everybody, so he gave everybody a little piece of them. So it's like your little radio signal inside of you, but you're talking to your consciousness that is more evolved than you. So, and it's trying to help you get to where it is, because that is the ascension. That is the coming together with self and moving up into vibration to meet up to where your higher self is. It's the same kind of concept as the inner child work. Only, you are in the experience. You're not looking back on the experience. You're presently experiencing it. And you're going, there's a big thing about be present. And because in that connection, it really builds up trust. And it to me, one of the biggest things I feel that it has helped me is that feeling of everything's going to be okay. Like that this is all, none of this is real. This is all just to come here and, play a part and learn from experiencing it. And, but there is no death. And, this is, of course, there's only a certain period of time you would be here, whatever time that is, and learning how to appreciate that time, and for others around you to learn to appreciate the time they have with you. And our understanding of time is, just like everything that is on this world, they take concepts and they twist them, they make everything upside down. But this is the flipping, going, back to right side up, so that we see things clearly. So, and it's all this cosmic whole cycle of, it's a balancing act, and it's swung so far one direction, it has to swing back, and we will come into balance. It will swing back, And then that's when it's going to hit the people. Like when it's going to be like the tsunami of truth that's going to hit them. And it's going to be powerful. It's going to send a lot of people. I mean, there's still people who bully over this nonsense, who think like this guy is doing a good job. But I mean, we got the Huffington Post. People talk about CNN and stuff, but Huffington Post, all of their liberal rags, are what is misleading them, because that's the news on like Facebook and stuff. Facebook will push those propaganda rags, So they're misleading these people. Like, they really think that fucking Joe's doing a good job. Like, I mean, I don't even know what they're told. They're told something different than what, if you are paying attention, are told. But to pay attention is deeper than just, changing the channel. Paying attention is to consciously pull yourself out of this fog, and to start paying attention. Just like, when I was talking about the walls thing, it's to pull consciously, like, oh, I gotta clean the walls. Oh, I gotta go and do that now. Not just like, oh, I gotta clean the walls. Oh, I gotta clean the walls. You know what I mean? It's actually doing it, is pulling up, oh, I gotta go do that now. And it might be easier. Maybe I'm just talking a bunch of nonsense because, I've got a brain injury and I struggle with this or something. And other people are just instantaneously get it. I don't see that in the physical. I'm not seeing that in the world. I'm seeing people who are lost and are misguided and have no clue what's going on. And, and I also think that it's important for us to not think like we have to show them, like, look what Joe's done. Look at what's going on. Are you crazy? Are you stupid? Why can't you see this? And because that's not going to get you anywhere. It's not gonna make them listen to you. They're gonna just think you're a crazy person and you believe in conspiracy theories, because the world's not showing them. They're not seeing what you're seeing. The world isn't showing them that. They have to see it to understand. So, what I say, do is kind of drop seeds. Like yesterday when I was going to go into town, I was irritated. I'd put in my grocery list and I'd waited, and then you don't know that they're not going to give you certain products until they say your order's ready. And then it's like, oh man. But even if I put in substitutions on all of those things, you can get some weird brand or something that you don't like. So whatever, I had to go into the store. But when I was going, and something with the gas, I was irritated, something with the gas, but so I got a chance to say, well, over a year ago, gas was $2.50 and now it's $4.77. So, that's some fucking bullshit. Just leave it. That's all I got to do. Just say an observation about something to help them see, then leave it. Drop that seed, because, like for her, she was like, yeah, that is bullshit. But, even if they disregard it or blow it off, the universe will take action, and it will keep prying at that seed until that seed sprouts, until it starts beginning to grow a garden. So, all you got to do is just drop little seeds, drop little things. You don't have to call out names or anything like that, because, the names are trigger words. So you don't want to use names and stuff. You just want to, talk about, yeah, well, it was real nice when we didn't have wars. And, when we were bringing troops home, remind them, because they don't know. They don't know about stuff going on. Just like when I was saying, we're in a war and stuff. And I was like, no, we're not. No, we're not. And then my daughter saw it on Reddit with the Ukrainians talking. Like, I'm telling you, like, you're not paying attention to stuff, but I am. I got nothing but time on my hands to pay attention, because I'm supposed to be doing this and talking about it to help people to see. It's all about seeing, and the whole thing with there was something else that had come to my mind when I was talking about that, and I was like, oh, I wanted to add that in. Maybe it'll come back to me in a second, because there was also yesterday I was watching this that one show, that series, I finished it, and it was so full of disclosure stuff. And it has got to be that they just want to make it, oh, that's crazy stuff out of a movie, because all of the stuff with the politicians and the big pharma and the corruption and the no morals, man, and the blood money and all that stuff. So, but right after that, this other movie started, and it was these two girls on a vacation, but it went dark fast, man. It was very intense. Like, that series was really intense, but this movie was really intense. But it kind of just made me think about, like, how in movies that they will make, like, how, like right now, how idiotic guys are. Like, guys are total shit, and all about women and stuff like that. Women power, and women are smarter. Like, they did that with the Simpsons, where they started making kids smarter than the parents. And now, they're doing it, especially white guys and stuff, that is they're morons and they're misogynist and, fuck them. And it's all in this way that they create division, and then they lead people around with these carrots, and get them to, it's their programming and their propaganda, and that's where they create this division. And there's so many girls right now that are just like anti-man, like, and it's not about being anti-man, we got to set a standard, but you've allowed them to, milk the cow without buying it, you can't just blame them. We've been a part of this destruction of humanity together. It wasn't just, wasn't just one group doing it. It was all of us together, all being misled. And that is what, during this awakening, that so many people have to face, is their own participation. Like right now, they're fast to, pull out their 6-shooter and bully people, and just, shooting people down. But they're going to have to see themselves for who they are. And that is what everything in this swinging back is going to show. It's not just a swinging back. That won't be where we go into. That's going to be when the power starts switching to go the other way. But it's going to go into that period of, painful period as things go back. And this is going to be a time to see yourself completely. That's why if people have been working on themselves, it's going to be a lot easier. But there's still a lot for people to wrap their heads around, because they're going to find out everything is not real. Like, there's so many people who think like this is the second coming, and this is what is it called, Revelations, and Jesus is coming and stuff like that. When they find out Jesus isn't coming, you got to go and do the work. You got to forgive yourself. Jesus isn't going to come and, whatever that's called, a ball, or, what the Catholic priests do, wipe away your sins because you go in and tell them about it. Well, they're probably sitting there fucking masturbating while they listen to your stuff. That's probably why they developed the little dark room. So but when they find out, oh, Jesus isn't coming to take away my sins, I got to heal myself and learn to love myself and accept myself. Like, that's, we're going into a time where a lot of healing has to occur. So that's when the pendulum swings back. It's that opportunity, a lot of people, it's going to feel like punishment, but it's an opportunity to get to see yourself at your truest form, so that you can take a look at yourself and, decide what is important to you. What kind of person are you? What do you value? Who do you value? Do you walk your walk? Are you being misled? So once that happens and we get through that, that's when it's going to start swinging back. That's when we're going to figure out how to come into balance. That's the age of Aquarius. That is when we will actually be living that ideal of balance, where we all want to find our balance. We all want to feel good for ourselves, not to impress, Joe Blow. I mean, like right now we have so many spiritual, leaders in the community who they aren't walking the walk. They aren't doing the spiritual work. I mean, I don't want to sound all religious and stuff, but they're not preaching God's word, you know? There's a certain way to live. And when you have people, you know, trying to tell people how to manifest all of this material stuff, it's like, why would you want to just be so trapped in this material world to make you feel better? You know, it's not about that. We are learning that those things were not fulfilling us. You know, you can find a rich guy who's going to still be unhappy. He's still going to be sad. He's still looking outside of himself. You know, he's still got to get a young girl on his arm to feel good. So, you know, it is about us all evolving as a nation, as a world, as a collective, as a community, everybody doing their work. And that is when we will come into balance, because we will all be more, it won't be just like everybody's going to be in the same mindset. That's where we're going to start seeing different kind of communities evolve, you know, different people who have different views on things, you know, different ideas of what makes a good community. And, you know, some will have a lot of growers, a lot of farmers, and some will have more people who buy this stuff from other people. You know, there'll be kind of different ways of living all over the place. But, you know, it is going to come down to, if we want to have food, we're going to have to be growing it. There's not going to be this, you know, corporate beast who abuses the planet and pretends to take care of us when it's, you know, just abusing us as well. So this whole thing is about us evolving and getting a look at ourselves. And that's why I keep saying, you know, just work on your healing, because there's so much more to come, you know. And if you are truly healed and feeling really good about yourself, then it will be your role to help others through the transition, you know, because this is, you know, when we're doing good, we need to be pulling others with us, because we're leaving this concept of like the hierarchy, beating people down, like you've got to be better than this guy. You know, everybody's always, you know, trying to one up somebody else, you know, and be better than somebody else. But we want to get everybody up. We want to pull everybody to a level up, you know. And it isn't about like, oh, look what I've done. I'm better than you. No, we want everybody to get up there so everybody feels good about themselves. That's where we have a great world, when people feel good about themselves and people aren't trying to take from others, and they are more respectful and loving. And you can't do those things unless you love and respect yourself. So, and you set yourself low standards when you don't love yourself. You know, when you raise your bar, you know, I'm not going to go out and just sleep with 200 guys to find the right one. I'm going to go out and meet lots of people, do things I'm interested in, and have fun, enjoying my life. And then I will come in contact with someone I'm in alignment with and see where it goes from there, see what develops, see if we have a connection, you know. There's more to it than this just, you know, run around, you know, I'm going to run around sticking my dick in everything that moves and then see, you know, and it never works out, you know. It is because that's not what life is about. If it was what life was about, it would work out. Everything that was going on would be working if that's what it was about, if that's what we were supposed to be doing. But it's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be healing and growing. And that is what we're going to be more, you know, those kinds of people. You know, through this, when things are being taken away, then you reprioritize. When you know, the world is crashing around you, you have to think about what's important. So, you know, we are evolving, and we are starting, you know, when people say, well, it's never going to be that way because there's too many stupid people, there's too many bad people, there's too many, you know, all of these different things. Well, those people, if they really can't break free, they won't be going into the age of Aquarius realm, or whatever you want to call it. They won't be there. The opportunity for growth will be there for everybody. We will go into this period of time where there'll be an opportunity of growth. And it's all about self-reflection. It's all about you evolving. And the people who can't, just like I've said before, they just won't go on. They will, either leave, transition out of the planet, or they'll leave on ships. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that it's going to be a high vibration, healed, people doing well. There's going to be a jubilee. It's going to be about abundance. And like what I was talking about the other day, if you don't love yourself, then you don't think you deserve things. So how do you take care of things when you have them? So, you have to evolve to know what you deserve, to be able to be a receiver, and, it's all about getting balance in yourself, be a giver and a receiver, be a teacher and a learner. And you have to get a breakdown ego and all of those things to get into that kind of balance, to be able to be both masculine and feminine, So it's all about us finding balance in us. And this period of time is all about that transition. And, your higher self, if you're not hearing it, try more to connect with it, because you do have a higher self, just as you could go in and do your work. And you think about, like, if you were to go in and do your inner child work, and, it's kind of like a meditation. There's tons of them out there. There's people who will help you and, help you do it and stuff like that. But the inner child work, you can find meditations. That's all it is you going in and re-experiencing. Only you go in and save yourself. And so you have a new outcome. You are your hero. You didn't need anybody else to come in and save you. You just needed to be strong enough to save yourself. And so it's the same kind of thing when you're wanting to talk to your higher self now, is going in and doing those kinds of meditations of communication. So only you are communicating with what's ahead instead of what's behind. So, it still is, how well you can visualize, or how well you can go into your meditation, or if you can complete the thing, if you can do the, whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you want to call it, the scenario, the situation, the reliving it or whatever, if it ends up working for you, if you complete it, you go in and you're like, oh, I want to do this work, and then you start doing it, you get interrupted, and then you don't finish it, it's not done yet. You still have to go back and complete this stuff. You still have to, if that's your goal, is to show yourself you are your own hero. You don't need other people to love you, and all of this stuff. Everybody's got their own steps to get there, but do that same thing. And when you start being successful, you'll know, because you will hear them talking. They will. It won't be just like hearing someone talking. Like, I've heard talking too in my ears. I've heard it in my head, and but it sounds. This is where I think people get confused, because it almost sounds like a thought, like what we think of as thoughts. But I don't think all thoughts are coming from in our head. I think there's a lot of what we consider thoughts are the consciousness around us communicating with us, giving us thoughts. But when you are wanting to connect with yourself for your guidance and, what am I supposed to be doing here, kind of situation, then, that's connecting with your higher self or your guides. But your higher self is, is the table with the guides. Like, it's like up in the same kind of realm. You're going to try and communicate with outside of the physical. So, and wherever they're vibrating, because it's all about vibration. So, if your higher self is way up in a high vibration and you're way low, you're super depressed or really down or just caught up in the drama or whatever, feeling fearful, then, it's a big distance. So if you go into meditation, you calm yourself, you quiet your mind, you get control of your emotions and stuff, then you can get better communication. And you may not hear it like words, But once you do start hearing it, like words, you will start to recognize different voices, different energies that are speaking to you. So you will start being like, oh, that's somebody else just said that. I didn't say that. And I said, if you are trying to figure it out, ask questions. That's always the thing, because how are you answering your own questions? So ask questions and you will get profound answers, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know that. But if you're real caught up in ego, you'll be like, oh man, I'm so fucking smart. I'm so damn smart. I'm so, you will get all caught up in yourself. But, I mean, it's not like you're going to hurt your guide's feelings and they're going to go, fuck him, stupid ass. That's what we're learning down here. They're evolved. They've already gone through that, So this is just an experience. So this isn't like your higher self has already done that stuff. It's already evolved. So it doesn't have the same kind of attitude. Because I know I've heard people like, oh, my higher self or my guides, they're total assholes and they're this and that. And no, that would be coming from inside of you, because no, they're more evolved. They don't have judgment and stuff against you. Like I said, if you're doing something, they're not trying to spy in on seeing what you're doing. They're watching how you react energetically. Like, they're watching how you feel and how you react by how you're feeling. Like they're watching stuff more like on a scientific, like if you want to think about that, it's not, they're not in there judging you and stuff. They are trying to help you learn how to not judge yourself. So they're not going to be judging you. That starts being, I think, maybe other entities come in and do that. Like, I don't know. I would have to talk to, different individuals, and they'd have to say like, oh, this is what happens or whatever. But when I hear people saying that, it's like, no. And, I was watching this movie the other day. It was so cute. Something Heaven. It's on Netflix too. It has Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo. And it's really cute. And I think it's like 2005 movie or something, so it's older. But this girl, she's like a ghost, and but it gets way better than that. It's so good. It's really good, and it's cute. It has a lot of funny stuff. But when she was being in her ghost form, she was joking around and stuff all the time and being playful. And like I said, that's more of like what ghosts do. Like people think ghosts are so scary, like they're going to do something and, kill them or something. And no, it's more playful. Spirits are more playful, like joking around, like moving your stuff and stuff like that. They aren't trying to, I mean, there is some, like when I lived at that one house, I knew that woman did not like me. But, it's like she died and she was confused or something, and I don't know, somehow a portal got opened in that house. I don't know all this stuff about, but I've lived in a lot of haunted houses, and most ghosts are not, they're caught up in their own experience. They're not there to try and harm you. I think people get so tuned in, and they build the fear. They create their own demons, It's not like we have a bunch of demons running around trying to get us. People create it from their own fear. So anyways, it's just stuff that people are going to learn about energy and, what it all means in consciousness and everything. That's the stuff that people will be learning more about, especially going into this quantum kind of systems, because like the quantum, like the med beds, you have to be at a certain vibration. Like I've said before, you can't go in there and be low vibration and just think this bed's going to fix you. And then, you're going to go out drinking and go to McDonald's. Well, McDonald's won't be around, but you won't be able to go and, not take care of yourself. And then, on the weekends, I'm going to go in and to do the med bed. It won't work like that. You have to be high vibration to be able to make it work for yourself. So, I think a lot of these people who you know, because everybody's going to want to be in a med bed, you know, soon enough. But I think that that's why there's going to be these healing centers and stuff, because people are going to have to go in and do a lot of healing just to get their vibration to be able to go into a med bed and heal themselves. It's just like, you know, turning up the volume in the room so you can heal yourself. So anyways, you know, I know I talk about this stuff all the time, but that's the stuff I was thinking about today. I might be back, though, and talk about some more stuff, because there was a lot of stuff that I was thinking about. So anyways, I'm going to go post these two, and I might be back later today. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.